We're live at Rugby Park, the home of Kilmarnock, the champions of Scotland, Rangers, away from home today. But no doubt, as usual, the Rangers' travelling support will make it feel like it's something of a home game for them. Now, they're betting for this game. First to score, Laudrup has had such a fantastic season for Rangers, 6-1 favourite. Kilmarnock's pair Wright and Maskrey at 10-1. Ferguson and Durant of Rangers 14-1 apiece. Match odds, Kilmarnock 5-2, Rangers 11-10 on favourites, and the draw 9-4. Well, Rangers have won the Premiership, the Premier League title in Scotland, so the sun always shines for them, doesn't it? And just a word before we go, Premiership title race in England very much alive tonight. Blackburn Rovers against Crystal Palace. We'll bring you all the news from Ewood Park as we get it, and there's a first chance to see the goals on Soccer News immediately after the live action from Rugby Park. Let's get there and join our match commentary team. Terry Butcher and first Jock Brown.
Well, the sun is shining there, but I can tell you it is very cool and crisp. In fact, Terry Butcher complaining about that. Terry, Rangers coming here as champions. Last season they staggered over the line. What do you think their approach will be tonight?
Well, I spoke to Walter Smith before the game. He was very adamant that they didn't want to do the same this year as they did last year. He wants 4 wins out of 4 if he can, and although he's got to field a under-strength side tonight, he'll still be looking for the same determination, for the same effort from his players that the other team showed on Sunday.
What about Kilmarnock? After 3 straight wins in a row, do you think they will fancy they can win this match tonight?
Well, very much. Alan Totten's of the philosophy of playing football, short, sharp football. He's obviously lost John Henry, who makes dynamic runs from the middle of the park, but all the Kilmarnock players will have been told before the match to get 3 points now, and they're virtually safe, or definitely safe, in the Premiership for next season.
So the team's now preparing to take the field. Kilmarnock coming first there, the referee Hugh Williamson there, preparing to come on. These Kilmarnock players welcomed by the home support. An 18,200 capacity stadium now, Rugby Park. And waiting now to provide the guard of honour for the champions. Scottish champions about to appear now. And that's what the Kilmarnock players are lined up for. So plenty of noise from the Rangers supporters. Rangers in their change red tops and black shorts, led by the captain, Richard Gough, who's been there throughout these good times of 7 championships in a row. Some younger players getting an opportunity here too to make an impression. Well, a mixed reception, the Kilmarnock supporters, not quite so welcoming, but the Rangers fans giving a terrific reception to their favourites. So the teams are out, and Kilmarnock show confirmation there of the fact that John Henry is not fit to play in that attacking midfield role. Billy Findlay comes in wearing number 8. Mark Riley, the unlucky player, left out. And Paul Wright there wearing number 9, playing his 4th match after 3 straight wins in his new club's colours. And here's how the teams may line up.
Yes, Kilmarnock playing with a favourite system of Alec Totten's, with 1 striker and 2 flank players, and obviously when they do lose the ball, Ali Mitchell number 7 and Steve Maskrey number 11 funnel back into the midfield area to form a solid bank of 5 midfield players.
So attacking formation whenever they have the ball. Rangers showing a battery of changes. Trevor Stephen, Gordon Jury, Charlie Miller, John Brown and Mark Hateley all joining Stuart McCall on the injured list. And Billy Thompson, the goalkeeper too, is ill, so Ali Maxwell returns there. There are chances there for Craig Moore and Gary Bowen at fullback, with Neil Murray in midfield, and Alexei Mikhalichenko starting a match for only the 2nd time this season.
Yes, Rangers line up this way with 4 across the middle of the park. Obviously, we can't fit Mikhalichenko's name on the outside of Neil Murray there, so he has to come inside. But they will play with 4 definite midfield players. Ian Durant playing up front on his own, and Brian Laudrup. And it'll be interesting for the Kilmarnock defenders to try and pick these 2 players up, because they do float about quite well.
So the referee is Mr. Hugh Williamson from Renfrew, who retires on the age rule at the end of the season. Well, a carnival atmosphere here. These Kilmarnock supporters clearly believe that there's no danger to their side as far as relegation is concerned, and indeed a really strong finish will put them back into the race for a European place. So plenty to play for Kilmarnock. And for Rangers, a lot of pride at stake. There's Billy Findlay, the new signing from Hibs. Robert Connor lofting it forward. A change of fortunes, of course, for Connor in the midfield for Kilmarnock, who left Aberdeen a year ago. It was believed then that his top-level career may be coming to an end, but he's now in a very impressive Kilmarnock side, having left the team which his favourite now to be relegated. So there's Dragi Lekovic, goalkeeper, who's made such an impression since arriving earlier this season. Gary Boland put on the pressure there on the far side by Steve Maskrey. Another great signing from St Johnstone by Alec Totten. A free transfer he was. Here's Paul Wright turning. Well, he really is an excellent finisher, Wright. He hasn't yet scored for Kilmarnock. He leads the line extremely well. And that spell with Queen's Park Rangers after starting his career at Aberdeen. He's played for Hibs and St Johnstone before coming here. Interesting player, Terry. Why has he moved around so much?
Well, I think a lot of managers see different things in different players. Obviously, Alec Totten signed him on a couple of occasions. He sees the good things in him. Other managers might see something totally different. But Alec Totten's got his money out. He's got his checkbook out and signed him.
A record signing, £350,000 from St Johnstone. So Kilmarnock still coming forward. Mitchell playing it inside. That's Maskrey trying to turn. Good defending there by Goff. Not deceived by that quick turn and dummy from Maskrey. Good header away there by McLaren. Has to work hard again. Mikhailchenko to Boland. Good running there by Findlay. This is Maskrey again, looking for Findlay. With a very good touch in the ball, Billy Findlay. Let in there by Mitchell. And here's Ian Ferguson, back from injury. Mikhailchenko playing up the line. Ian Durant playing up front this evening. Not his favourite position, but he has had to perform there on a number of occasions. In fact, he's been playing extremely effectively in midfield in an attacking role recently. Durant again. This is Ferguson. Craig Moore outside him, a 19-year-old fullback. Now Murray. CLELAND. Got the break of the ball there. Murray making for the byline. Came off CLELAND. It's a goal kick. Whitworth clearance. Going for safety there. Playing the ball towards the touchline. Got the break of the ball from CLELAND. It's good play by Neil Murray down the right-hand side. He whips a good ball in there, just tries to dink it back to Alec CLELAND, and Neil Whitworth comes along and smacks him right in the face with the ball. So, good play by Neil Whitworth. It's the fourth meeting between the two sides this season, and Rangers have been winners on all three previous occasions. Kilmarnock's worst opponents in that sense this season. So going for a clean sweep this evening, Rangers. 2-0 they won in October at Ibrox, 2-1 here in December in awful conditions, and then a 3-0 victory in February for Rangers at Ibrox, although Kilmarnock were well in that match for fully an hour. Heavy touch there from Ian Ferguson. Well, Ian Ferguson now has been 7 years at Ibrox. You know him well, Terry?
Yes, know him very well. He's a very competitive player, hates losing and loves to win, loves to have shots, and he's been out for a while, as you can see, because he's hit 2 passes which really haven't gone anywhere near a Rangers player, so he'll be feeling his way into the game.
Played along by Connor, chase from Maskrey. McLaren playing it out simply. Likely to be a key man for Scotland in San Marino in the European Championship qualifier next week. Tom Black with the throw for Kilmarnock. The fullback who has scored 6 times this season. Cannonball free kicks, long-range shooting. Feature of his game. This is Maskrey. Corner kick's been given. And instantly, Neil Whitworth comes forward, and he certainly has been effective in the last couple of matches for Kilmarnock, scoring his first goals for the club in these matches. One against Hearts, one against Dundee United. Here's Ali Mitchell. Ended away easily there by Mikhailchenko. This is Laudrup. MacPHERSON lofting it forward. Headed away there by Richard Goff, marking Maskrey. Kilmarnock have started with Maskrey in a central position supporting Paul Wright. Little variation in the Kilmarnock tactics up front. Here's Wright. Black. Held up well by CLELAND. Well, Kilmarnock's recent form, typical of the Premier Division in Scotland. 3 straight wins following 3 straight defeats. So just a couple of weeks ago, they were looking at a relegation battle, and then these victories changing all that. That's another corner kick off Richard Goff. So an impressive attacking opening from Kilmarnock. Mitchell again. Up with a MAXWELL. He needed a second chance at that. Under pressure inside the area from Steve Maskrey. Always looks very calm, MAXWELL.
Yes, he does. That was a great ball whipped in right into the danger area, and the referee did give a free kick, but Ali MAXWELL under pressure then did drop the ball. It's one of those balls that people in front of the goalkeeper can't quite get a good view of it, and then does well to get 2 hands to it and then drops on the ball. But as we can see, Kilmarnock have had a very impressive opening. They played a lot of one-touch and two-touch football in training, and you can see they're very comfortable on the ball, very comfortable playing 1-2s, and very comfortable receiving balls to their feet.
So very little seen so far of Ryan Laudrup for Rangers. This is Goff to McLaren. Craig Moore dropping back intelligently there to make himself available for the pass. Now CLELAND. Ferguson's pass looking for Durant, who's dumped on the ground by Anderson. Quick free kick releasing CLELAND. Handball there by CLELAND, indicated by the linesman. Frustration there in the face of Alec CLELAND.
There's a good quick free kick by Rangers, and Alec CLELAND there just decides to come inside the play. His touch is a little bit too far, and then this, as we can just see, slides in and the ball does play the ball. Whether it was intentional, I'm not too sure, but the ball definitely did hit his hand, the lines, and then his flag up straight away.
Goff's header into midfield, where Ferguson and Murray are in the engine room for Rangers. The wide outside of the left, Mikhailchenko. Looking for the run made by Ian Ferguson. That's good play by Ferguson. Picked out superbly by Mikhailchenko.
See Mikhailchenko on the ball, has one look for the runner, and then he's able with that magic left foot to pick him out. A good header from Ian Ferguson. Perhaps he might have been better to see if he can chest that one down. Let's have a look at the height of this ball. Yes, he might have been able to chest that one down and take it on, but it would have been on his left foot anyway, which is not normally his strongest.
Well, it is the foot which won the cup for St Mirren in 1987.
Touché.
There's Laudrup. For Lekovic winning again, superbly balanced. Cross easily taken by Lekovic and goal. Well, Kilmarnock's home record in 1995, very impressive, only 1 defeat.
Yes, that ball got a slight deflection as it was coming across. Not the best of crosses, but Lekovic is able to hold that quite comfortably.
Plenty of time here for Tom Black. 32-year-old fullback, signed from St Mirren. This is Durant. Logan had gone offside, but a foul there by Skilling on Durant. Kilmarnock have reorganised their midfield with Findlay, Connor and Skilling, right, centre and left in a midfield 3. Goal Ball from Findlay. Paul Wright bundled down there by McLaren. So Kilmarnock keeping the play inside the Rangers half in the opening 10 minutes. Well, a hold up there, Maskrey and Goff. Sticking together there, Maskrey looking for a free kick, indicating he was held by Goff. That's good running by CLELAND. Skilling matching him for pace though. Well, CLELAND had already shown his versatility for Rangers since arriving from Dundee United in January. That's Neil Murray. Now CLELAND. Murray again. CLELAND seeing a lot of the ball. Here's Lauber looking for Durant. He's offside. Good running though by Durant. Lauber trying to pick him out. Tying the pass.
Yes, good clever play by Rangers. We just see Ian Durant on the line, just about 2 yards offside, but good play by Brian Lauder, spotting that run by Ian Durant. Good play by Rangers down their right-hand side.
Boland's header. A charge in the back by Whitworth on Durant. Attention will be allowed for Ian Durant.
There's a bit of a clumsy challenge by Neil Whitworth, but it's one of those ones where the ball's there to be fought for, and Ian Durant did well to hold the ball up. Definitely a foul, and looks like Ian Durant's winded. Neil Whitworth's done exceptionally well this season. He's been one of the best buys in the Premiership by any manager. Alex Houghton did well to prize him away from Manchester United, and he's had a great season, scoring goals and helping to create goals and obviously stop teams from scoring against Kilmarnock.
So Durant has recovered. Alan McLaren's free kick. Gary Boland has gone forward. He's very good in the air, Boland. Durant looking for a corner kick, rather hopefully there with the arm upraised. He's got a great goal against Hibs on Sunday, Durant. So the Kilmarnock manager, Alec Totten, entitled to be pleased with this opening spell from his team. Always a perfectionist, but he really has shaken up this club this season. Walter Smith in his preferred position at the start in the director's box. There's Tom Black's clearance. Whitworth timing that well. Karichenko met by GUS MacPHERSON. Started his career with Rangers. He's a very hopeful youngster. Released at the same time as Graham Souness arrived in 1986. There he is. Very combative defender. That's Ian Ferguson. Connor to Skilling. Lower to CLELAND. Alec Totten has played in both full-back positions. He's played wide on the right-hand side of midfield, wide on the left-hand side. He's also played sweeper for the Scotland under-21 side in the past. Maskrey holding off Richard Goff. Now Lauder releasing Durant on the right. Movement coming on the far side. Karichenko calling for that. An ambitious pass. Headed well by MacPHERSON. Goff leans in to win possession. Referee Williamson saw nothing wrong with that. Paul Wright took a knock in the process. Durant towards Laudrup. He's very quick indeed, away from Anderson. Looking for Craig Moore in the middle. Great interception there by Whitworth. Everything you see, it was Craig Moore who was the player supporting that attack going through the middle.
This Laudrup picks out Craig Moore, tries to bend the ball into his path, and had that gone past Neil Whitworth, then Craig Moore would have a good chance.
And McLaren under pressure all the way there. A very important bit of defensive work by Derek Anderson on McLaren. Ensuring he didn't have a clear run at that.
Lovely driven ball across the face of the goal, and in comes Alan McLaren, left-hand side, gets up well, but a good block by the Kilmarnock defender. Just stopped him really from getting a good jump on the ball.
So Rangers having the obvious difficulty of trying to settle into a pattern of play with so many players in the side. And if Lee Robertson, or rather Brian Reid, should come off the bench, Brian Reid comes off the bench, he'll be the 34th player named in the first team by Rangers this season. Maxwell lost his place recently to Billy Thompson. Both goalkeepers arriving here from Motherwell. Different times, of course. Mikalichenko's layoff. That's Ferguson, and now Boland. Murray to Boland again. All very intricate. Rangers finding it very difficult indeed to find space in the Kilmarnock half to accurate passes. Murray turns it away, and that's a throw to Kilmarnock. Indications too that Brian Laudrup is playing very deep.
Well, he's playing very deep and have to try and get hold of the ball. It is a good surface here at Rugby Park. It's renowned for having an excellent surface, and by coming deep, you might be able to get more of the ball.
It is again well tackled by Findlay. This is Maskrey looking for support. Skilling playing it long for Findlay. That's good play by Findlay. Maskrey in good position. And Maxwell's in trouble. Richard Goff clears up. And the referee's given a corner kick. There was no infringement. Then Ali Mitchell made the challenge on Maxwell, who looked distinctly uncomfortable.
Yes, he's got every reason to be uncomfortable here. Good ball flicked high in the air. Now I think a goalkeeper in these circumstances should come and punch, but Ali Maxwell decides to try and catch the ball, and in the end his momentum pushes the Kilmarnock player away.
Maxwell again looking uncertain. Kilmarnock's throw. Maskrey. Blocked by Goff. Headed on by Ian Ferguson. That was Findlay. And now Mitchell. Good control. What a shooting power. Now Mitchell has scored some spectacular goals from outside the penalty box in his time at Kilmarnock. I reminded the Rangers, if they required one, that this will be a tough match. Here's Ian Ferguson. Galichenko drifting inside, tackled well by Whitworth. Laudrup now on the left. Complete freedom to go all over the pitch, Brian Laudrup. That's well intercepted by Whitworth, who loves to come forward like this. Fearless pass though, giving initiative back to Rangers.
Well, if I was Alex Totten now, I'd be saying to his Kilmarnock players, get that ball into the box, get it in quickly, the higher the better, and get more pressure on Ali Maxwell.
Well, I'm sure the Rangers goalkeeper will be looking for the opportunity to make a good save, take a good catch from across, restore some confidence. Well, in fairness to him, he's not the kind of goalkeeper to become upset by any error. Breaks off Goff. Well, an ambitious hook shot there by Paul Wright, another who's renowned for spectacular finishes.
Yes, a good ball in by Bobby Connor then, and ball comes through off Richard Goff. Now, Paul Wright has a chance there. Any chance on goal, Maskrey and Wright are going to have goes and attempts at goal, because these are the sort of strikers, any snapshot, any half chance, they'll have a go.
This is Black. Maskrey offering himself again, moving around all the time, playing in that gap between Craig Moore and Richard Goff as much as he can. 32-year-old striker, very experienced indeed, very mobile. Leading goal scorer for Kilmarnock with 11 goals. Well, the early stage of the match, the possession statistic showing that, well, that's surprising, Rangers with more of the ball, but Kilmarnock seem to have had the territorial advantage. We'll see more of that later, perhaps. This is Ferguson. And now Moore. Good running again by Durant, followed by Derek Anderson. Well, the linesman's flag is up. I'm not entirely sure whether he says a throw or a free kick. It's a throw.
Well, for me, that was a bit of a trip there. The linesman, I think, was right too close to the scene, probably looking along the line for offside or anything else, but in the end, he's given a throw-in.
McLaren with Maskrey. Determined header there by Derek Anderson. Durant are judged onside there. The Kilmarnock supporters unhappy about that. This is Lowry. In the gap it goes for Durant, a fine pass. Goal kick it is. Whitworth dipping his head there. Brian Laudrup has words with the linesman. Clearly disagrees.
Delightful little ball from Laudrup. Thinks it over two players, and in goes Ian Durant. Now, good covering here by Neil Whitworth, and at the end of the day, we can clearly see that Ian Durant did play that ball for a goal kick. Good decision by the linesman and the referee.
In goes Richard Goff. Mikalichenko finds Murray in space. Hurrying the pass when he had more time than that. Connor Whitworth retaining possession. The marking in midfield by Rangers is very tight indeed now. Good play by Durant and by Mikalichenko. Crowded out in the end. This is Black. Wright comes short. Fine pass. Here's Skilling. Cleland's pace is important here. Oh, what a use of the arms. This could be dangerous there, but Cleland very nimble indeed getting back.
Yes, we see a great view of the arms going in cross there, but Alec Cleland's great pace and able to clear for a corner.
Mitchell's corner kick short this time. Here's Tom Black. It's good play by Mikalichenko.
Whether or not it was good play, he felt that one, as you can see, and a good view of Alexei Mikalichenko there. There he is.
Awkward there for Maxwell. He reacted quickly. Here's Goff taking a throw out, linking with Durant. Good tackle there by Whitworth. Strong and determined. Well, Brian Laudrup corrected there. There was no infringement. First to the ball, Whitworth. There's Ian Ferguson. Mikalichenko turning brilliantly. Good running by Durant. Good shooting chance there. He knows it.
Yes, it was a lovely play by Alexei Mikalichenko. Was waiting for Ian Durant's run, slips the ball inside. Ian Durant there overstretching, possibly could have taken half a step there, half a stride, and his finish in the end was poor.
Kilmarnock coming forward again. There's Mitchell's cross. Almost reached Skilling. Well, he did get his foot to the ball, but under pressure from Alec Cleland. They're having a fair old tussle, these two, in direct opposition. Collar's header. Goff heading it down again. First to the ball was Murray. Well, no holding back there for Mark Skilling. In strongly. The Mark supporters wanted to throw. We're off the Laudrup. Black turns it away, but so far the Kilmarnock defence has coped well with Brian Laudrup, despite all his movement across the front line. Space now for Ian Ferguson. That's a great pass. Mikalichenko attacking MacPHERSON. Asking a lot of ball in there. Mitchell bravely back. That's another indication of Kilmarnock's willingness to drop men back from the front to battle like Mitchell did there. Playing more of a 4-4-2 formation than usual, indeed, Kilmarnock. Good cover provided by Anderson. Lekovic makes the clearance. That's Findlay. Now Black. Skilling. Paul Wright holding off Goff. Space here for Findlay. He has MacPHERSON outside him on the right. Good running again by Mitchell. Well, resisting a temptation so far to get the ball into the box. It's there now though, and good defending once more by CLELAND. Sticking very close to Mark Skilling.
Lovely play by Kilmarnock, and the final ball is a P2 ball into the area, but CLELAND has ever so well to head over his own bar. Very dangerous ball inside the 6-yard box. Here we are, lovely whip ball, curling away from the goalkeeper. CLELAND did the best thing, got in the way of the attacker, put the ball over for a corner.
Well, corner kick counts very much in Kilmarnock's favour. Mitchell with a corner again, right across the 6-yard box, and Maxwell stayed in his line. Terrific chance there for Derek Anderson. Well now, the Rangers defence very unhappy indeed when these balls are whipped across the face of goal. Well, Richard Goff, Alan McLaren, both having words with Maxwell.
That was the best chance of the match here. The free header hits it down. Actually, Maxwell makes a good save, and Rangers have enough defenders around to clear the ball. A great chance for Derek Anderson.
Good running by Poland. Looks up for support in the middle, and that's good. Clearing up work by Anderson. Loudrup his possession again. It's well won by MacPHERSON. Some good football being played here from defence by Kilmarnock. This is Mitchell. Maskrey shows short. This is Wright. Findlay forward. In goes Maskrey. It breaks for him again. Goff and Ferguson there. In trouble against Steve Maskrey. Another light off for Rangers, without question.
Well, the initial ball in was a great ball, causing Richard Goff lots of problems, and in the end, I think Gary Boland makes the tackle there. The ball comes back out. Nelly Maxwell able to clear the danger up, but Rangers really got in a terrible mess with that one.
There's Tom Black. It's an awkward ball right to the far side. This time Maxwell comes and collects. Well, that's what his defenders wanted to do. Anderson's clearance. Galichenko. Back to Maxwell. He did well there with his weaker foot to the left. Well, the Kilmarnock supporters greatly encouraged by this opening half hour.
He'll be well pleased that Ali Maxwell having a hectic 20 minutes. A couple of balls he's dropped and everything else, but he'll be pleased with that catch.
Whitworth sends it forward again. The offside flag stays down. Maskrey was coming back to become involved in the play, not seeking to gain an advantage. MacPHERSON to Mitchell. It's well read by Goff. Now Moore for Rangers. Ferguson finding good space forward. Once again, finding Galichenko on the left. Splendid raking passes there from Ian Ferguson. Galichenko won't get to that before GUS MacPHERSON. Well, Galichenko having a tussle there with MacPHERSON. £2.2 million he cost when he arrived from Sampdoria. That has been featuring less and less in the Rangers first team. New ball required here. Referee Williamson calling for that from the dugout. Gary Boland capable of a long throw, but electing to go over the short one. No Mark Hateley to aim for inside the area. This is Durant. Cross it comes to Murray. Durant again. Now Murray with a chance. Craig Moore supporting well from right back. Good ball again from Murray, keeping the pressure on the Kilmarnock defence. Here's Craig Moore. Now Loudrick. Well, that's great running. Still going forward, he's still in possession. Oh. Well, Derek Candace was the defender in trouble, trying very hard not to concede a penalty kick, but Loudrick lethal in this position.
Yes, he comes inside, positive here, goes from two defenders, now gets a bit of luck that he needs, a little bit of a ricochet, but gets in there, holds him off and just can't quite get his feet right, in the end runs out of the pitch.
McLaren's header. Now Ian Durant. Good running by Cleland. Skilling is with him. Excellent goalkeeping by Lekovic. Cleland had lost Mark Skilling for a vital moment there. Well, Kilmarnock exposed there for just about the first time in the match. Goff finds Cleland. Connor intercepting the passes back from Craig Moore to Maxwell. There's Connor. Hefty challenge in the rear by Moore. He apologises to Steve Maskrey. No damage done on Maskrey. Past the half-hour mark now. Kilmarnock still coming forward. It's gone for a goal kick. Well, a real opportunity there for Rangers from Alec Cleland a moment ago.
You see Ian Durant here, there's the run at the bottom of the picture, exquisite ball over the top. Alec Cleland doesn't quite get the ball under control, but even so, his effort on target is well saved by Lekovic, who spread himself well. A great ball, great chance.
Well, good goalkeeping. Kilmarnock have played 8 times in 1995 here at Rugby Park. One defeat, that was by 1-0 against Celtic. And a very disappointing league performance after going out of the cup.
It's once again Ian Durant getting in between the defender and the ball.
Black forward carelessly. Ian Ferguson picks out Loudrup. He's onside. Played on by Whitworth. Mark Skilling standing up well against Loudrup. Maskrey taken out of the play there by Goff. Well, Goff beaten there by the speed and the skill of Maskrey. Well, the referee having a stern word with the Rangers captain.
It just gets a bit late there, Richard Goff decides to go all the way. It's inside the Kilmarnock half, so he can afford to give the foul away. But you notice he did run after the referee then and try to speak to him before he could pull that yellow card out of his pocket. So good play by Richard Goff, but definitely a foul on Steve Maskrey.
Here's Tom Black now for Kilmarnock. Wright has come short. Reducing the targets up front, and he does that. This is Neil Murray, and now Boland. A neat play by Mikhailchenko, making space for himself. Durant. Boland to McLaren. Now Moore. Touched on Mikhailchenko for Cleland. Anderson hooking the ball to safety in the form of Robert Connor in midfield. 34 years old now. A splendid midfield player for many years. Good running by Findlay. Met by Goff, and Craig Moore concedes a corner kick. Appear to be trying to play that back to Goff.
I think that's called in golfing terms a shank.
Corner kick count still going Kilmarnock's way. Looking here to test Maxwell again, I think, with a ball across the face of goal. An in-swinger being prepared by Mitchell. Headed away by Goff on the 6-yard line. That's Black. Returned by Findlay. Goff attacks the ball well in the air. Here's Paul Wright. Oh, strikes the ball normally superb with his right foot. So, coming up shortly on Sky Sports, England against Scotland for the Victory Shield. Friday the 28th of April, 7 o'clock. Don't miss that on Sky Sports. Anderson lets that go through to Whitworth. Always a bit of depth in the central defence area for Kilmarnock. Ferguson again picking out Mikhailchenko. This time MacPHERSON reacts quickly. Here's Mitchell. MacPHERSON goes charging forward. Good running again by Maskrey. Holding off Ian Ferguson. Still Kilmarnock in possession with Mitchell. Well, the throw given to Rangers. Ali Mitchell disappointed there. 26-year-old, joined the club from East Fife, 1986. Very good servant at the club, scorer of some chromatic goals. Played forward by Skilling. There's Maskrey with McLaren. Sandwich there between Ferguson and CLELAND. The free kick goes to Kilmarnock. Skilling was a clearing ball for them.
Good see to go. I think both players going up, a lot of arms up in the air. Then referee quite right. Free kick in a dangerous position for Kilmarnock.
Watch Tom Black here, full-back, with his great left foot.
I wouldn't fancy being in that wall if Tom Black's going to smack this one.
Connon over the ball. Black waits. Well, the referee not at all happy with Neil Murray, who's encroaching. Here's Black. Disappointed there. You can see that all over his face, but so deadly in that position normally.
Yes, the longer you wait for these free kicks, the worse it is for the player who's going to strike the ball. But the Rangers players did close it down very, very quickly.
Whitworth going over the top of Laudrup with no foul there. With Durant, who was lively and involved early in the match, hasn't been seen so much recently. Moore playing that through, but Laudrup is onside. It's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Mikhailchenko approaching. It's the opening goal for Rangers. The Kilmarnock defence thought that was offside, but Laudrup gives Mikhailchenko his second goal in 4 days.
Lovely build-up play by Rangers, lovely ball inside, they're trying to step up and offside, stepping up too late. Now you watch Laudrup here, he can slot it through the keeper's legs, an exquisite ball across. It's Denmark, then to Russia, it's 1-0, thank you very much. And through goes Laudrup here. Now you watch his head here. He's one-on-one, he looks up, there he looks up. Lovely ball inside, there are Mikko. 2 goals in 2 games, thank you very much.
And no question of offside, he timed that brilliantly, Laudrup. Mikhailchenko, the easiest of goals in the end. So goal number 2 of the season and 2 of the week. So a fine goal in the last minute of the match against Hibs on Sunday. So Rangers have made the breakthrough after all that attacking effort from Kilmarnock. It happens so often. It's a goal coming in the 38th minute. Well, one of the very few times in the match the Kilmarnock back 4 has been caught square like that. Normally they do provide depth. Derek Anderson goes back to retrieve. Being severely tested now by genuine quality in this Rangers attack. Moved back from midfield, Anderson, to revive his professional career. Laudrup again. Oh, that's great play, linking with CLELAND. Well, he just can't get the ball from him. Now Durant. He wants it back, Laudrup. Oh, that's fine play. Durant at the byline. Thrown away by Whitworth, and come on, really don't know what to do about Brian Laudrup.
This is real quality for Rangers. Exhibition stuff here, Brian Laudrup. Inside, outside of the foot there, inside of the left foot. Lovely ball to Ian Durant. Good ball across the face to goal. Neil Whitworth can only concede that for the corner. Great play by Rangers.
Laudrup again, headed by Goff. Carefully walks going past the post there. Maskrey was the player protecting that post.
Once again, a nice driven ball in, a nice height ahead. Richard Goff arrives at the right time and able really to direct the ball down on target. That was a feature in the Hibernian match, the chances that Richard Goff had created from those corners, heading the ball down in front of the goalkeeper.
Bowen trying a 1-2 there with Durant, which doesn't come off. A little bit of rough luck here, Terry, on Kilmarnock, would you say?
Yes, rough luck, but they had a great chance to score for Derek Anderson, didn't do that, and you could see their heads drop a little bit when Rangers did score, and Alec Tottenham will be looking at half-time to come very quickly to try and raise the morale of his troops and get them going, because undoubtedly they did take the game to Rangers and forced Ali Maxwell in particular into some really nervy moments.
Good running on the flank again by Skilling. The early cross delivered brilliantly. And help there for Bowen from Neil Murray. The battle continues on the far side there, Findlay and Murray. Ferguson playing it through the middle, and Laudrup running there with Black. Looks towards the referee for assistance, but looks in vain. Careless one from MacPHERSON.
You can see Kilmarnock are a little bit rattled there. The passing now has gone a little bit in midfield. Laudrup's on the ball, wherever he's on it, he's cocky. Look, here we are. Oh, little back heels there. Look, it's delightful play.
Equally Findlay for Kilmarnock. Corner to Black. Strong challenge there by McLaren. Black again, wants movement ahead. Checks back to Connor. Connor looking for Maskrey, always looking for space up front, roaming across the front line. Shooting chance perhaps for Tom Black. No, a little bit far out on the angle. Well, he dearly liked that on his left foot. Back now with Anderson. Here's Skilling. Anderson switching the point to the build-up through MacPHERSON. Maskrey brought down there by Bowen. Good running again by Maskrey. Return pass came from Wright. There's a great effort from Maskrey. No luck at all for Kilmarnock in front of goal. Brilliant build-up play. They go again. Ahead of this time by Goff. Oh, what a marvellous goal that would have been from Steve Maskrey. Now with Laudrup in possession. Kilmarnock concerned about that. Here's Alec CLELAND breaking. Whitworth racing across to make the challenge. Arrived very late indeed. Well, he's going to be booked for that. Well, I wonder if he's asking a question about Richard Goff's challenge earlier in the match.
Well, here we see the challenge. Neil Whitworth had to make that challenge. He had to go in and commit himself. Otherwise, Alec CLELAND would just poke the ball around him. I think Alec CLELAND, as we can see, was a little bit puffed out when he got there. So whether he could have caught the ball after he played it, after the challenge, I'm not too sure. But Neil Whitworth has been booked.
So Whitworth booked. And Laudrup with a free kick. In the final minute of the first half. Laudrup lights it in. Breaks off Anderson, and Lekovic uncertain whether he could collect that. Was it a pass back? I thought not. And Lekovic wouldn't take a chance. But what about that bit of play from Steve Maskrey earlier in the match? MacPHERSON's pass.
Lovely little ball inside. Richard Goff there. Lovely back heel by Paul Wright. Crisp shot. There we are. Look. Can't see the ball because of the post. Right against the further post.
London attacking again. Good interception made by Tom Black. Kilmarnock supporters greatly encouraged by that fine piece of attacking play. Paul Wright was in the thick of it all. A great back heel into the path of Maskrey. It's too high for Maskrey. Well, it really has been a rousing first half, Terry.
Yes, a rousing first half. I mean, that chance in particular was a great effort, and all you can do, all a manager can really do is to ask his players to hit the target and hope that things go in off the posts and everything else, in off goalkeepers. But it was quite unlucky then, really, Steve Maskrey, when he did come inside, because the ball hit the post and bounced out, and once again a Rangers player was there to mop the danger up.
So into stoppage time at the end of an excellent first half. Both sides totally committed. Whitworth's header returned to him. And there's Neil Whitworth hooking the ball forward. Oh, a delightful touch there by Wright, but McLaren tidies up with a clearance. The ball had gone out of play. It'll be a throw to Kilmarnock. Well, they really have contributed hugely to the match so far. There's going to be a delay here. The treatment required for Steve Maskrey. Hugh Allen there, Scotland trainer, on looking after his Kilmarnock players, as he has done for the best part of 3 decades. Off he goes. Great servant to the club, Hugh Allen. So the throw, setting up another Kilmarnock attack if there's time for it. Bit across there by Mitchell, but trying to whip that across, I think. Didn't manage to get the swerve he wanted. Disappointment on the face of Mitchell.
Yes, the build-up play was unbelievable, really. I mean, you're quite right, he has battled hard, Jot, but the actual quality of balls delivery from the wide players, from the wide positions in particular, it's been slightly disappointing. All the one-touch and two-touch football that they do beforehand, all the one-touch and two-touch that Alec Totten does, Professor, you know, is obviously paying off apart from those final areas. He'll be happy the way they've played.
He now has the chance to talk to his team at half-time. Alexei Mikhailchenko, the player who separates the sides, with an excellent goal created brilliantly by Brian Laudrup in the 38th minute. Steve Maskrey almost equalising. He played extremely well in that first half. What a half-time score at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock 0, Rangers 1.
The Scottish champions Rangers are in control at Rugby Park. They lead Kilmarnock 1-0 away from home, but Kilmarnock will be looking to get a share of this game as they try to edge towards safety in the Premier League in Scotland. And just a word about the Premiership in England. From Ewood Park, we hear Blackburn Rovers 1, Crystal Palace 0, Jeff Kenna early in the second half. The action from there will come in the soccer news, but let's get the second half underway now at Rugby Park.
So Rangers start the second half, and I'm sure they'll be expecting a whirlwind opening from Kilmarnock. They'll be well fired up by Alec Totten in that dressing room at half-time. Yep, Rangers playing in that very controlled European fashion in the first half. Kilmarnock, though, will reflect on several opportunities in the first half which didn't go right for them. A header from Derek Anderson, saved by Ali Maxwell. A shot from Steve Maskrey off the post, giving them encouragement to get forward. They're climbing there by Derek Anderson. Free kick it is to Rangers. Ian Durant, the victim.
Yes, Ian Durant seems to spend a lot of time on the pitch here, but thank you very much. A nice little lean on the shoulders. Ian Durant goes down again for a count of 3 or 300.
Always extra anxiety when Durant goes down after that dreadful injury he sustained in 1988, which took him out of the game for so long with that damaged knee. And he's managed to smile, so he's all right. Ian Ferguson with a free kick. Looking for Boland. He really does get up extremely well, Gary Boland. Not at all a tall player. Here's Ali Mitchell, supported now by Findlay, the playmaker for Kilmarnock, along with Connor. Goff getting it better again of Paul Wright. The chase on here, Whitworth winning that against Durant. The Rangers' recent form good, 3 straight wins against Dundee United, Aberdeen and Hibs before this match tonight. So both sides coming off 3 straight victories. And that appeared to be evident in the first half, the level of confidence. Kilmarnock certainly were one of the favourites for the drop at the start of the season. And given the lie to that was some great attacking performances. Blocked there by Cleland. Oh, Cleland, a good first half, Jerry.
Yes, excellent first half down the right-hand side. Got in on several occasions and created the whole, inevitably, fourth line layups running for that Mykhalichenko goal. So he'll be well pleased with his contribution in the first half.
GUS MacPHERSON for Kilmarnock. Mitchell coming off Bowen. Here's Findlay. Good pass to the ball, Billy Findlay, picking out Mitchell. Back it comes here to MacPHERSON. Now Mitchell again. Dangerous cross, attacked well by Moore inside the box. Well, Craig Moore has played frequently in central defence. He showed his aerial power there with that clearing header. Kilmarnock starting the second half in the Rangers half, as they did the first. So it's a throw again to Kilmarnock. Tom Black. Goal kick's been given, the deflection. Alec Tully's tackle, and Kilmarnock had the last touch there. Kevin Gallagher has scored a second goal for Blackburn Rovers against Crystal Palace. That puts them very much in the driving seat in the Premiership. Jeff Kenna had the first, Kevin Gallagher the second. Good challenge by Anderson. Turned away by Maskrey for the throw to Rangers. Rangers, I think, happy to play the opening 10 minutes quietly. Keep this lead.
Yes, I mean, Kilmarnock started the second half positively and forced Rangers back into their own half, and Rangers can't get out, and consequently Kilmarnock able to make a few passes. And this man on the ball now, Billy Findlay, can obviously try and get Kilmarnock going, and he's been more of the ball already in the second half than he was in the first.
Going again by Skilling, right across field there. Late tackle on Richard Gough. Bit of frustration coming out there. Richard Gough felt that.
Yes, Richard Gough does well to get in front here, just lets the ball come across him, and the Kilmarnock play. And I think Mark Skilling comes in the right-hand side, and just a mistimed tackle. I don't think there's anything malicious in that. Unfortunately for Richard Gough, catches him on the knee, but Mark Skilling, a good run in advance of his strikers.
A long spell out there in the season through injury, Mark Skilling. He's only 22 years old. Joined the club from Saltcoats Victoria nursery side, junior side, just up the road from Kilmarnock. 1991. Some damage here to Richard Gough's right leg.
Yes, good play by Richard Gough, gets across there, takes a bad mark. It's not like Richard Gough to go down the ground for a long time of treatment, and he must be feeling his, not his age, but obviously feeling his knee, but it's just a big concern there. I think he probably got it wrong. He's just indicating that there's a little bang to the knee, probably pushed the knee sideways, but it's strained his medial ligament on the inside of his knee. But Richard Gough doesn't pick up many injuries, especially to his knees. He's very fit, very conscious of his weight, very conscious of his diet. A thoroughly good professional on and off the field.
It's his 13th consecutive match for Rangers after missing a couple of matches in January. Anxiety there on the bench. Watersmith considering bringing on Brian Reid. Gough for the moment will continue. Action Ox there with Watersmith. Well, Gough having to run this off. We'll see how he copes the next 5 minutes or so. Well, Rangers do have a ready-made replacement on the bench in Brian Reid. Header by Skilling. Good touch shown again by Maskrey. That's Neil Murray. Very tidy in possession. Retains the ball well. McLaren gets a signal from Mykhalichenko, which MacPHERSON also saw. Throw it is to Kilmarnock.
Perhaps that signal was in Russian because it went straight to GUS MacPHERSON.
Here's CLELAND there for Rangers. Connor has Findlay ahead. Mitchell goes across. And the far side again is Maskrey. Strong running by Mitchell, putting pressure on Goff, testing that injury. Free kick goes to Kilmarnock. Durant backing in, I think. Well, high balls from the free kick, certainly not likely to cut much ice with his Rangers defence. Paul Wright trying a little head flick into the danger area there. But clear indications that Alec Totten, the Kilmarnock manager, has asked his midfield players to get forward quicker.
Yes, I would think so. I mean, his strikers, Maskrey and Wright in particular, have been getting into the flanks, getting some good positions, getting the crosses in. Now, that's the position where John Henry would have got into the box a lot more. Obviously had Henry in playing, but he's not playing now. He'll be looking for his two midfield men to get into that box, into that area in blindside runs, similar to what Rangers have been doing in the first half.
Walter Smith's also on the track with instructions for the Rangers players. He's deserted his seat in the director's box. Not clearly taking this match very seriously indeed. That's great play by Laudrup. And very good backtracking work here to win possession back by Skilling. He's showing plenty of appetite for the match. Findlay to Whitworth. This is Anderson. Asking too much of Paul Wright. There's Bowen again. Untidy play in midfield. Dalichenko showing a lapse in control also. Now it's Maskrey. MacPHERSON. Paul Wright little flick, trying to release Mitchell. Certainly appears as though Richard Goff has made a full recovery on that injury. No sign of a limp at this stage. Maskrey. Away from Bowen. Paul Wright's layoff. Mitchell sends in the cross. One at the far post there, very well indeed by CLELAND. No one up front there for Rangers. They're all back, helping in defence. No natural striker in the side. Both McCoist and Hateley injured. Maskrey's another good match for Kilmarnock. This is Connor. Mitchell. Billy Findlay back at his hometown club after trying to build a career with Hibs. Mitchell making for the byline, escorted there by Boland. Good defending by Gary Boland. Just allowed Mitchell to continue the run over the byline.
Yes, good ball inside here by Robert Connor, and now Ali Mitchell tests out Gary Boland for pace, and Gary Boland then just using his strength, just leaning into Ali Mitchell, overrunning the ball. I'd be very surprised really if Rangers do get beaten in the air. Any crosses coming into the flanks with Richard Goff, Alan McLaren, especially Gary Boland, as we've seen, and Craig Moore in the round. So they've got a lot of height in the box and across the areas. I mean, Alec Totten will be looking to get the ball on the ground, whipping dangerous balls in. Obviously they have had success with the high balls on top of Ali Maxwell, but looking for quality headers of the ball. Rangers have that in abundance.
Some success though for Kilmarnock with the little clever men up front, Maskrey and Wright. Played along there by Findlay. It's a chase for Paul Wright. Goff had to be careful there, and Maxwell's left with no option. Gets a thumbs up there from Richard Goff for that clearance. Maskrey fighting very hard for possession of the byline. No one coming in on the far post, giving time to Craig Moore. That's good control from Connor. The Rangers still finding it very difficult to get the ball out of their own half. Mark Skilling working hard on the left-hand side there of midfield. Thumped away there this time by Neil Whitworth.
We've been playing about 11 minutes of the second half, and really Laudrup for Rangers hasn't got on the ball at all. We saw in the first half when he did get on the ball, exactly what he can do, the Great Dane. He can twist and turn people inside, outside of his feet. Great control and everything else. Pulls people about, comes deep, gets the ball. So far, he hasn't been able to get on the ball, and Billy Findlay for Kilmarnock has been the main player.
The pass from Maskrey. Misses out Paul Wright. Bad clearance by Maxwell. GUS MacPHERSON thought about a long-range shot, I think. He's going to try to score from the halfway line. Maxwell scrambling back, though. Corner to MacPHERSON. Here's Whitworth. Interception made by Murray. Ian Ferguson caught late by MacPHERSON. Not a great deal in that. Ferguson doing no real exception to that. Free kick's been given. Here's Gary Boland, who's starting his 5th match in Rangers colours. His old club mate Alec CLELAND's been used more frequently. This is his 8th match. Back it goes from Findlay to Whitworth. A chase for Wright again. He's in between McLaren and Goff. Easily mopped up by that international partnership. Goff plays it forward. That's Durant. Breaks off his knee. Here's Maskrey again. Oliver Mitchell, a great interception calmly there by McLaren. And Mikhailchenko has been closed down by Skilling and MacPHERSON, both of whom are going to make a tackle if required. Kilmarnock's possession. They're dominating again. That's a remarkable figure against the league champions. Headed away by MacPHERSON. The question for Kilmarnock, though, Terry, is how they can use this possession better.
Well, they haven't really converted that possession into clear-cut chances, and the Rangers are happy just to mop things up, going through the motions a bit. Brian Laudrup to change wings, an effort to try and get the ball, and you have that feeling that whenever Laudrup does get on the ball, it could be curtains for Kilmarnock.
Well, he's still a marvellous outlet for Rangers. To give him possession anywhere in the field means a bit of respite for the defence. Another tough tackle. Derek Anderson going in strongly on Ian Durant. He really has a rough time, Durant. Well, looks as though he's going to join his central defensive partnership, his partner in the book.
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-weight contest there. I think Ian Durant, a bit of a bantamweight or flyweight, and Derek Anderson, I wouldn't say a heavyweight, but a few rounds higher than Ian Durant. But the referee booked him not for that foul, probably for persistent infringement.
Ian Ferguson with a free kick. Boland again, the target. And picked up well by Neil Whitworth. Kilmarnock have done their homework. They realise the danger posed by Boland for these crosses. Lekovic has a very quiet second half. Variation in the corners. Here's Laudrup. Strong play by Connor. Very determined. So here's Gary Boland with a throw. Durant taking up good position, screening it well, and Laudrup takes over. Cover provided by Tom Black. Here's Laudrup again. Has them twisting and turning all the time. Hasn't the normal target is to hit in the middle, though. Well, a number of times he's been in good wide positions when he would have been wishing Mark Hateley was available. Anderson booked for Kilmarnock. The header by Connor. Here's Laudrup again. Billy Findlay now for Kilmarnock. Enjoying a good start to the second half. That's for Ali Mitchell. The cutting player is Moore. Very intelligent fullback play by Moore. And Maxwell. One of those nights. Certainly worrying the large travelling support from Glasgow. Findlay to MacPHERSON. That's a good pass. Here's Paul Wright, tackled firmly by McLaren. Findlay takes over again. Tom Black looking for a chance to shoot with that left foot. Well, you can see the anxiety there to get the ball set up for the shot at goal. Half a dozen goals from Tom Black this season, 2 of them from the penalty spot. We're letting that run. It would be a Rangers throw. Whitworth offering that to MacPHERSON. Mikalichenko almost stealing in. Kilmarnock though always want to play football from the back, still trying to make passes from the back into midfield. Neil Whitworth organising that defence. There's Robert Connor. Neat play by Findlay. He's warming to the task now for Kilmarnock. MacPHERSON in the wide outside. Here's the chance for Black again. So disappointed. Well, perhaps the best left foot in the country as far as power is concerned.
Yes, it's his second time in that position, but he's getting closer anyway, Jock. He's getting his angles right. Perhaps that was his pacer there, or whatever his target. But I mean, he's got into the position that proves that Kilmarnock are attacking, enabling him to get down the left-hand side. But Rangers, when they do win the ball, just can't get out. The ball's coming straight back into their defence.
Whitworth did well. Durant trying to get up early to upset him. Now Laudrup sets off with the right. CLELAND's gone through the middle with Ferguson. That's for CLELAND. Good tackle by Whitworth. Had to time that correctly. Could so easily have been a penalty kick there had he mistimed that. Laudrup's in possession again. Short corner kick. Showed too much of that to Black. A very good record for Rangers, Laudrup, in terms of performances. Very seldom unfit. Missed a total of 4 matches this season, and international duty accounting for most of these. Findlay's clearance, across comes Neil Murray. It's well read by Findlay. Alec Torton was sure that Billy Findlay would have a new lease of life coming back to his hometown club, the club he supported as a boy. And that certainly is apparent in this second half performance. Carelessness there from Whitworth. That's Mikalichenko. Lots of time here for Durant. Supported outside by Laudrup. The block was made by Anderson. We're queuing up there for Rangers. Kilmarnock defence was split-eagled after Whitworth's error.
Look at the men on the far post. There's 2 men on the far post. Ian Durant as well. Slight miscontrol and gets the ball. Lovely lay up to Laudrup. Now watch what he can do. But for once, Brian Laudrup's finishing doesn't match the approach work.
And an offside decision there, halting any further Rangers progress in this move. Lekovic over to the far side there to take the free kick to let the Kilmarnock back four push forward. Well, that's good play by Mitchell. Paul Wright peels off to the right. Findlay takes possession in midfield. This is Connor. On the far side is Maskrey. Tom Black offering an option outside. Well, Maskrey's shot well off target, but he has been lively and effective for Kilmarnock.
Good run by Tom Black on the outside. Enables a space for Steve Maskrey to come in. He hits that a long way out. Never really gets hold of it properly and never really troubles Ali Maxwell.
Well, in the goal attempt stakes, that tells its own story. Kilmarnock well ahead of Rangers. But the most important one, well, it's 4 apiece on target attempts, but they have 1 goal only in the match so far, provided by Alexei Mikalichenko in 38 minutes. Tom Black accounting for 2 or 3 of those attempts on goal, which were off target for Kilmarnock. Goff closed down rapidly there by Skilling. Here's Goff again, winning that run for the throw. It's a controlled performance. They're at the midway point in the second half, and Rangers, despite losing territorial advantage, still appear to be well in control.
Yes, they are well in control. They've not had, obviously, the possession that they had in the first half, but Kilmarnock even forced them back without creating any real clear-cut chances. And you never know, with Rangers, they just suck teams in with Laudrup, Durant, and Mikhailichenko's skill especially, they can, you know, counter-attack very, very effectively. But Kilmarnock gotta keep pushing forward, keep pushing Rangers backwards.
Right across it comes. Mikhailichenko in trouble. Here's Mitchell driving at the penalty box. It breaks back there towards MacPHERSON. That was deflected off McLaren. It's a corner kick to Kilmarnock, who's very well struck by MacPHERSON.
That's what we mean by pushing Rangers backward. GUS MacPHERSON comes in, no frills about it, hits it, gets a slight deflection going wide. Would have been on target otherwise.
Now a chance for Kilmarnock to trouble Ali Maxwell in goal. 7-5 in corner kicks. Was 6-1 at one stage. Back here with Connor. And fine play by Ian Durant, showing great vision and awareness inside his own penalty box. So score update at Ewood Park. Ray Houghton has scored for Crystal Palace. Now Blackburn lead by just 2-1. Crystal Palace playing for their lives, of course. Bottom of the Premiership. Not the case for either side here, but some very competitive play as Murray plays it forward. It's cut off well by Black. Laudrup trying to get in behind him. Here's Craig Moore. Maxwell's clearance held up well by Findlay. Catching Maskrey on his heels there. Bowen striding forward. Tackle was very important there from MacPHERSON. He had to make contact with the ball. Bowen, a very powerful runner on the flank. Used to be a champion at 400 metres in his youth. Headed on by Murray. Making no impact on the Kilmarnock defence. No Rangers striker there. Boland's header into midfield. Ferguson under pressure from Connor. Here's Paul Wright. Good pass to Mitchell. McLaren gets back. Maskrey. Headed away well by Goff. Findlay was looking for Black. Corner to Findlay. Good possession play at the edge of the box by Kilmarnock. MacPHERSON has Maskrey outside him. Far post cross again. Findlay with Moore. Moore did well. A chance for the break now. And a very important interception. That pass intended for Laudrup was breaking on the right. The offside flag up against Paul Wright. The Kilmarnock supporters irate about that. Paul Wright showed some very neat flicks in the match so far.
Yes, we can just see just about offside there. But that was a really touching goal with the lines, and the Kilmarnock supporters not happy with that decision. But his flag was a bit late.
Still trying to make his mark in the scoring sense, Paul Wright. Helped on there by CLELAND for Durant. Change of pace was important. Blocked well by Whitworth. Black picks out Mitchell. Intended for Findlay, I think. Maskrey tries to win it back and does so. Here's Findlay again. Tom Black available on the far side. Moore putting Skilling under pressure, forcing him to turn it back there. We're inside the closing 20 minutes now. What can Kilmarnock do to save this? They're enjoying so much possession without threatening Rangers in the final third. Well won by Murray. Here's Ferguson. Ferguson again. The run was made by Moore, was halted by Paul Wright, doing some good defensive work. Goff back to Maxwell. There's Goff again. CLELAND linking with Goff. It's a good pass by Connor. Here's Paul Wright. Checking inside. Cross too high for Maskrey. Findlay trying to get it down and set up Mitchell. Well, this is when Rangers can be so dangerous. Laudrup now in possession. CLELAND goes ahead. Mikhailchenko coming from the left. A weird error there by Laudrup in possession. Murray tackled late by Connor. The referee allows play to continue with Rangers in possession, but he has spoken to Connor. Neil Murray reacted angrily there. And here he goes now, Murray. Back again with Laudrup. Looks up to assess the options. Wants the ball back. Well, finds gaps where none appear to be present. Remarkable ability.
Great interplay. Lovely ball by Neil Murray. Dinks the ball in. Good skill. Lovely touch. Look at that. Just the final ball across the face of the goal. Not up to the usual Danish class.
An angry exchange there involving Robert Connor and Ian Ferguson. Connor, I think, may be in trouble here. Well, it's all getting a bit nasty there. Durant waving away Connor, who is trying to make some peace, I think, although he was the original aggressor. And Connor is in trouble here.
That's a fierce challenge from Ian Ferguson there, and you just see the right boot from Robert Connor come up into the midriff. The referee was very close on hand, just booking Robert Connor for that challenge, but referee taking decisive action.
And Robert Connor showing his determination. Well, committed player right in the heart of midfield. And a few words with Ian Ferguson. A change will be made on the far side. The substitution is being made. Steve Maskrey is withdrawn. Tom Brown comes on. It's striker for striker. So freshening up the attack, Kilmarnock. Tom Brown joining Paul Wright through the middle. Maskrey has worked extremely hard up front.
Yes, he has worked well, but Tom Brown's an even more willing worker to come on up front. He scores goals, believe it or not. He's only a very small striker, but he does get his fair share of goals from set plays, from corner kicks. So Kilmarnock with their in-swinging corners and with the success they had with Derek Anderson in the first half, we're looking for Tom Brown to poach it through this second half.
Very brave indeed. There he goes, up against God, causing problems for the Rangers captain. Only a quarter of an hour to make an impact. Here's Robert Connor. Well, the Kilmarnock shooting really hasn't been good enough tonight. They made enough openings to test Ali Maxwell.
Yes, they made a few openings. Most of their chances or half chances really are from this kind of distance, so quite a way outside the box. And you've got to be real. You've got to hit something really special, and so, you know, something to beat Ali Maxwell from that kind of distance. But Rangers just funneling back and defending quite deeply. But when it comes to shots like that, allowing Kilmarnock to shoot from quite a long way out.
So Rangers in composed fashion, playing out the second half. Still looking for the counter-attacking opportunity to settle the match. I think we can expect Kilmarnock to redouble their efforts in these closing stages. They will not want to have their second home defeat of the year. They've developed a new belief in themselves here at Rugby Park, and they'll want to maintain the recent good form. Pass played very early there by Skilling. There's Tom Brown causing problems. Calm play at the back between Goff and McLaren. That's good play. CLELAND's pass to Moore. The tackling still very tough indeed. And there'll be another change made, this time by Rangers. Withdrawing Ian Ferguson. And his comeback match after injury. He's worked very hard indeed and just becoming a little bit edgy there, clashing with Robert Connor. That's sensible management, I think. So he goes off, And the replacement coming on is young Lee Robertson. Robertson, just 21 years old, made his debut 3 years ago, almost exactly, as an 18-year-old. He hasn't had too many chances since then to make an impression. Substitute once already this season. But he was substitute. Robertson. His first match without coming on, then played one full match after that. This is Mitchell. Faced by Bowen and Mikhailchenko. The only man available there was Whitworth in space. Connor's dummy is very effective. Here's Mitchell. Bowen keeping his eye on the ball. Mikhailchenko helping out. That's MacPHERSON. He's kept it in. Driving at the bylines. A very good cross. And CLELAND again doing some excellent defensive work. The threat was there all right from Derek Anderson.
Yeah, it's a great ball by GUS MacPHERSON to the far post, and not for the first time in this game. Alec CLELAND had become in the far post. Help his keeper out, put it behind for a corner.
Well, that's done the United schooling over the years, so effective for young CLELAND. Mitchell, the ninth corner kick for Kilmarnock. Came off the referee. Goff wins it back. Here's Laudrup now. Lee Robertson breaks through the middle. Durant supporting also. Laudrup retaining possession well. Lee Robertson going wide on the right. Billy Findlay's header goes straight back to the youngster. Now CLELAND. Here's Moore and Mikhailchenko. Well, the runners up front were Durant and Robertson. They mistimed that. Well, Lee Robertson goes back. MacPHERSON to Findlay. Here's Paul Wright. First touch on the ball. It's well won by McLaren, who looks dominant now in central defence for Rangers. Good play by Findlay. And by MacPHERSON. Anderson. Tom Brown coming off his marker. Still, Kilmarnock enjoy possession. Still, they can't find a way through this Rangers defence. Robertson to Moore. CLELAND. Laudrup's pace, not quite enough to get there ahead of Whitworth. This is Alec CLELAND, and now Laudrup again with a return pass. There's Lee Robertson, showing good control, allows Laudrup to take over. Murray's pass, Durant's onside, chance to tie the match up. Well, you can see the thinking there from Durant, trying to lob a 6'3" goalkeeper.
Lovely little ball inside by Neil Murray and Durant. The ball just won't come down now. Just pops up a little bit. Really, I think Durant was probably thinking to himself, I should have tried to smash that past the keeper instead of trying to lift it over a 6'3" giant.
Well, that's the danger always for Kilmarnock. So many players committed to attack. Durant almost punishing him there. Always had a lot of involvement in the play, Durant. Such a skillful player. Mikhailchenko, quite second half for him. And also for Laudrup by his standards. That's well won again by Findlay. He's done very well in this second half for Kilmarnock. Mitchell, Findlay again. The pass reaches Paul Wright, trying to pick out the run made by MacPHERSON. That's too long in the air, surely, for Durant from Mikhailchenko. Moore to CLELAND. And Durant caught there by Skilling. Can see that tackle coming, I'm sure.
I think the Rangers bench could see that tackle coming as well, and Durant, not for the first time in this match, getting fouled and put on the deck. he's back up again anyway.
CLELAND breaking, that's a very good free kick. Bowen was in the box already looking for a cross ball. With Laudrup, hustled all the way by Findlay. Neil Murray, Lee Robertson. CLELAND comes to a wonder forward. Still in attack here. The throw goes to Rangers. Well, one of the goals McLaren scored, his first goal in fact for Rangers, was against Kilmarnock here at Rugby Park. Turned back by CLELAND to Murray. There's Moore free on the outside. Rangers now finishing the match strongly, coming forward again. It looks as though Kilmarnock really have one of their ideas in the attacking sense. Here's Mikalichenko. Teasing MacPHERSON. Murray has Robertson available inside. Here's Robertson again. Trying to thread that through for Moore, had gone ahead. Trying, attacking the ball once more. Durant offside. Is it all over now for Kilmarnock, Terry?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but Rangers are really just toying with them up front. They're just making intricate passes. Alan McLaren just coming to join in the play. Rangers do that very well. They're able to suck teams into them, and especially with a goal ahead, and try and let Laudrup get on the ball and let them get out. So, you know, Kilmarnock really have got to give everything they can in the final 7 minutes.
There's Tom Brown, well tackled by Bowen. He's very swift indeed, recovering. Not pleased with the linesman. Can't think why. Looked to be a clear corner kick, that. Big men up from the back. Well, not for any good purpose there with that corner. Robert Connor, happy, I think, to have a second opportunity. That trusty left foot. Corner kick out, still going fuller, Kilmarnock's way. Goff attacking that very well indeed in the air against Anderson. McLaren playing it long, no strikers up there though. Plenty of time for Kilmarnock to build again. With Findlay. Here's Brown. Mitchell. Near post ball, a dangerous one. No runner there for that near post though. Paul Wright caught in his heels. Could have been a very good ball this.
Yes, the ball does take a little bit of a deflection there, but Ali Maxwell's quick to come out, get his body positioning right. If I was Alex Totten, I'd just be a bit concerned to say, well, if they had a good chance for a corner, that okay, the first one was fluffed and hit behind by Mikalichenko. The second time, get that ball in the box. They had success in the first half, put Rangers under pressure. You've got a free chance to get the ball into the penalty area with a bit of quality, do it. And instead they played a short corner and inevitably lost the ball.
Good play by Durant. This is Robertson. Too far ahead of CLELAND though. Well, Kilmarnock now requiring some inspiration on the field there, a little bit of leadership perhaps to push them on here for a final effort to save the match. Chested down there by Goff to the benefit of Brown only. Here's Paul Wright. Trying to make a shooting chance, I think. Well blocked by Goff. He knows all about Wright's shooting ability. And no space given to Robertson there by Connor. Quickly across. So the throw taken over the far side by Craig Moore. It's back now to MacPHERSON. Connor played it across. This is MacPHERSON. Mitchell. Too obvious. Well read by Mikalichenko. Lee Robertson to Craig Moore. Mikalichenko through the middle, asking for the ball to be delivered. Back with Durant. Well, shouldn't have reached Laudrup, but it did. Missed by MacPHERSON. That's great play again by Laudrup. Headed clearance by Whitworth. Ball still in play, spinning well for Findlay. And Maxwell telling McLaren to leave that now. Goff and McLaren again in wars with Maxwell. Still appeared to be the defender's ball that, but Maxwell coming out of his box. Make life more difficult. Here's Tom Black. Little flick attempted by Wright. Durant playing it wide there for Robertson, has found space on the far side. CLELAND goes outside him. But no in the middle though, that's the problem here when Rangers get into wide positions. They don't have a striker to aim for. Here's Laudrup. He's won a corner. Whitworth's tackle. So Laudrup goes over to take the corner kick. Richard Goff comes forward. Alan McLaren still in a debate with Ali Maxwell in the other half of the field. So Laudrup chips it in. It reaches Mikhailchenko. Here's space for Durant. Hits the crossbar. And now Laudrup again. And that was blocked by MacPHERSON. Spin keeps the ball in play. Well, so much time there for Durant inside the box. Don't think he could believe that. It's a good turn by Wright. Away from Murray. Here's Tom Brown. Now Mitchell. Findlay. That's for Whitworth. Now Mitchell. Good play this from Kilmarnock. Excellent play. Can Mitchell get there? No. Fatigue, I think, setting in there for Ali Mitchell. Covered so much ground. Ian Durant, though, so close to the second goal.
As the ball comes to Mikhailchenko, lovely little flick with the outside of his foot. Now Ian Durant looks up. Well, the referee's going to tackle him then, and he just dinks the ball onto the far post. He does chip the 6'3" giant there, but hits the bar and bounces to safety.
Well, Robert Connor trying that first time return. I think you watched Alan Shearer against Manchester City, the Blackburn Rovers, the other night. Returning it straight away into the goal. He couldn't make it though, and it looks as though Rangers have held on, and they've held on with some comfort, Terry.
Yes, Kilmarnock have had a lot of possession in the middle third, but were unable really to penetrate Rangers at the back, unable to create really any clear-cut chances. The best chances of the second half have fell to Rangers without any doubt. Rangers could have increased their lead, but you can't fault Kilmarnock's spirit, you can't fault their philosophy of trying to play good football.
So turned away there by Goff. The final score from Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers have won by 2-1. A very important step towards the championship. Turned away there by Neil Murray. So a late opportunity here for Kilmarnock. There's been very little stoppage time. We're past the 90-minute mark. Can there be a big finish from Kilmarnock? Tom Brown caught there. No infringement. McLaren was going for the ball. He caught the arm of Tom Brown. There's Brown again. Full of courage. MacPHERSON. Mitchell. MacPHERSON again. The cross needs to be delivered. McLaren makes that easily. Well, it looks as though it's 4 out of 4 for Rangers against Kilmarnock this season. That will not please Alec Totten, although he was the Rangers assistant manager for 3 years in the early 80s. Put in by MacPHERSON. That's Maxwell. He's in trouble. Still in 1-1 kindly for Kilmarnock. And Richard Goff's in the wars again. Ali Maxwell having a very tough time indeed.
That's the sort of ball they put in the first half. Ali Maxwell's one foot on his mind. He come and punch the ball, punch everything in his way, tries to collect it, gets blocked, and Richard Goff then is fouled. The referee blows for the free kick. But that dangerous ball into the area, just punches the ball away, tries to catch it, too clean, drops the ball. Any Kilmarnock player following up then, apart from Richard Goff, could have put it into the empty net.
Well, Ali Maxwell's kept a clean sheet tonight, it looks like, and he certainly has had his moments of real uncertainty. The referee Hugh Williamson has checked with his linesman. He's just judging how much time to add on. There won't be too much more than that, I don't think. A little delay when Richard Goff was injured earlier in the second half. by Anderson. Played long there by Black. Tom Brown gets up well, but it's the last action of the match. Rangers complete the set of 4 against Kilmarnock for the season, and they did so with a degree of comfort. Brian Laudrup creating the winning goal for Alexei Mikhailchenko in 38 minutes, and after that, Rangers good value for the 1-goal victory.
Yes, good value. Had the better chances in the second half, but Kilmarnock had virtually all possession and unable to break down a very strong Rangers defence. Richard Gough, Alan McLaren, outstanding. Did protect their goalkeeper, Ali Maxwell, who had a few hairy moments with high balls coming into the box. Any chances that Kilmarnock had was well outside the box, and in the end, Rangers just relied on the break. Laudrup in particular, when he did get the ball, wasted a few opportunities, which wasn't like Brian Laudrup of this season, but in the end, Rangers comfortable winners.
So the Rangers supporters leave, they're happy again, they won the championship, and they're continuing some good form with a much changed side tonight. Remember the number of top-class players who weren't available tonight. They won by 1-0, and the player who set up the winning goal was Brian Laudrup, who's with Davy Prophet.
Brian, given that Rangers had to make 6 changes from the side that won last Sunday, how pleasing is it to come here and beat a side that are still giving it their best shot?
Well, it's a great pleasure, of course, to keep on winning. Especially, we had 6 new players in the lineup, and I mean, we played some decent football today, and I think we deserve to win.
We keep hearing that Scottish football is over physical, but you've missed very few games through injury this season. Are you just lucky, or are you good at looking after yourself?
Well, I think I'm a professional. No, I think I've been lucky as well. You know, I've had got some knocks, especially at the start of the season. But I don't think it's more physical than any other league in Europe. So I'm just delighted.
Well, you played a very significant part in Rangers' goal tonight. What do you remember of that? I think we can show you it now.
Well, I think I thought that I was offside when I got the ball, but I kept on running and saw Mikhailchenko came from behind. I didn't know that he was had this pace, but he scored a magnificent goal. I'll see it again.
Alexei Mikhailchenko going to the back post there.
Yeah, he's going to the back post and received the ball and scored into an empty net.
Thanks, Brian. If we could just bring in Richard Gough. Richard, you played tonight without a recognised striker in the Rangers side. Did that make it harder for you guys at the back, having nobody to pick out?
It did a bit, but I thought Ian Durant came in and played very well up front. You know, we changed that game a wee bit, obviously, when Big Mark's not playing, and we have to play more football. I mean, you know, on the ground anyway. And I thought we did that today. Brian and Ian, you know, were always showing for the ball, always available. The wee man got quite a lot of heavy tackles, but you know, he came back, he bounced back, and I thought he played very well tonight.
Do you think the fact that the championship was already won made it a more relaxed Rangers performance?
In a few ways, you know, it's always great to win the championship, but we said that I said to you on Sunday we'd go out and try and be as professional as we can the last 4 games we had, and tonight was a hard game because Kilmarnock, I think, had won 5 on the trot and had been playing well, and I thought we came here and you know, we battled well, and we could have got a few more goals, but I was pleased with the team's performance anyway.
Thanks for your time, lads. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well, that appears to be the definition of footballing strength in depth. Rangers, just a few days after clinching the title, they can afford to rest some of their biggest name stars, and they still come out hungry to give their fans a performance, and they're ever hungry for winning football matches. It means Kilmarnock still have work to do to ensure their safety, but they show plenty of spirit. And more on reflections on that, plus Blackburn Rovers 8 points clear in England when we come back.